Okay, people, today I'll be talking about the Street Fighter V story mode. Now, this was a hit and miss for some people. Some people think it was crap, some people think it was boring, some people think it was alright. And for a guy like me who appreciates actual story modes in fighting games, it was alright. It had its flaws, had its ups and downs, but the way I look at it is this: an average story mode is better than no story mode. So yeah, I mean, some characters came out of there looking good. Rashid came out of there looking decent, probably the better of the new characters that were introduced. Zangief, Dhalsim, all look good. Other characters were buried like your Guile, Chong-Li, Cammy. It was a hit or miss, but like I said, it was better than nothing. And two other major problems in there were Necalli and Nash, aka Charlie. Their treatment, of course, and what I'm gonna do here is try and rewrite it. So today, basically, I am the booker. Now, I'm no Vince Russo or Eric Bischoff, but I can damn sure do better than this. We're gonna focus on Necalli and Charlie, two of the biggest disappointments, and maybe if these two guys were actually written properly, the story mode wouldn't have been half as bad. You never know. So I'm just gonna give you my insight. Let's go. I need your help. Okay, let's start off with Necalli. Now, here's a character that had huge potential. Could have been the best new character, but instead flopped and came across goofy and was running around aimlessly. Didn't get the job done and was basically a mid-card jobber. So yeah, how can we fix him? Let's go. So Necalli shows up looking like a badass. Let's run with all of this so far. All of this is okay so far. Let's go. We see a guy shitting his pants, that's good. He's a villain, he's meant to be fierce. Dhalsim to the rescue. Look out! Right, the poster boy Ryu faces Necalli.
I am the jaws of death. The souls of warriors must return to me.
Yup, that should definitely happen. You're trying to establish Necalli as a new top dog. He should take out the poster boy. In fact, he should wash him easily. He needs to be a threat. First impressions really do count, people. He needs to be over. Dhalsim now faces Necalli and should get washed. Not no fight to no draw, nothing. The whole purpose of this scene is to establish Necalli. We know who Dhalsim is, we know who Ryu is. It shouldn't be contained or fighting to no draw already. This entire time should be focused on getting Necalli over, nothing else. Have you ever watched a freaking movie where at the point of the movie when the villain's meant to kill someone to make him look fierce, the person he's trying to kill turns around and say, oh, you can't kill me yet? No, because you destroy the villain already. So this entire chapter here should be all Necalli. So Ryu should be knocked down, Dhalsim should be knocked down. As Ryu is on the ground struggling with the Dark Shadow, Necalli should be walking up to him slowly, getting ready to absorb him. It is close. He almost absorbs Ryu, but Dhalsim teleports in the way, then teleports Ryu out of danger. They escape. That's how you end this segment. No fight to no draw, nothing. They were about to die and Dhalsim saved the day. Barely. We want to make this guy look tough. Dhalsim and Ryu have now escaped to some different location. Then you can have the camera zoom in on Necalli growling and shit, looking tough in his first scene. Shoot back to Ryu and Dhalsim, and then you can have Dhalsim, who is the wise one in Street Fighter. Explain what Necalli's role is. What is he here for? What's his powers? Break down the character. Let us know what he's there for, rather than we have some guy running around aimlessly. So have this point right here to explain Necalli's backstory. And Dhalsim is probably the perfect character to do this because he's the most knowledgeable, right? So have them explain Necalli's backstory right here. Then after that, you can have Dhalsim have a little sparring match with Ryu in, of course, an attempt to help him overcome the Dark Shadow and master the power of nothingness, right? So right here, just a little training segment and you're building on the story. Dhalsim leaves. Then you can cut back to the main story. The next time you cut back to Ryu, have Ken show up. Ryu can tell Ken all about Necalli. Ken will tell Ryu, listen, you got this. In fact, let me spar with you and prep you so you're ready for Necalli, okay? Preparing for the big fight, trying to hype up the big fight. Ken and Ryu fight and it's all good. Ken tells Ryu, good match, you've got this, I'm counting on you. You can defeat this beast. Ken leaves. So the big rematch, the big fight is hyped up. However, what you cannot do, under no circumstances do, is have Necalli show up to M. Bison's base before the fight and get completely washed. Terrible freaking decision. Why? What a pointless job. This scene right here didn't help M. Bison, and it sure as hell didn't help Necalli. Poor writing. Why have this guy lose before his main event with Ryu? And look at that, laid out flat on his back, staring at the ceiling. Huh? Why? And on top of that, you have Necalli get punched out of the building by freaking Fang? Wow, pointless job. My insight here, remove this scene totally. Should never have showed up. And of course, if he didn't show up to M. Bison's base, then you wouldn't have had this goofier scene where he's chasing Rashid and Charlie. Looking slow and goofy. So that would solve your problem. Do not have him show up at the base, period. One focused, and that's Ryu. Right, so finally Necalli shows up. And if you're going by the story I've been telling you so far, he still looks strong, hasn't lost a fight, and the big rematch, the main event is here.
I have waited, and you have come. Finally.
Nice little back and forth right there. That was well done. But of course he gets washed. Wow, so Necalli's just getting very sloppy right now, and Ryu is pure focused. Alright, so this scene right here, right now, this power-up was well done. One of the better moments in Street Fighter V. The music was on point. How much better would this have been if Necalli was actually a threat at this point, huh? Okay, now stop right here. Here's a problem right here. Let's be honest, that's a very anticlimactic finish to such a hyped up fight. In fact, Necalli's already back up on his feet looking at Ryu in his face talking. Terrible finish. Sell the freaking fight, okay? Sell the injury. How is this guy back up on his feet already? Taken away from Ryu's punch. What you actually should have done here was have Ryu hit Necalli with his most fiercest and toughest, hardest dragon punch he has ever thrown. Necalli gets knocked back through the roof, dropping on the floor. Flat on his back, looking up at the night skies, knocked out. Okay? Sell the fight. You now zoom back to Ryu, who drops to one knee, who's heavily breathing, selling that it was a tough fight. Nobody want to see no freaking squash match. Come on, this match was hyped up, and then you have Necalli come here and get squashed and run off. Terrible booking. Have it be a tough fight, have Ryu finish him with a strong finisher, and Necalli's out. and make the Dragon Punch look good. Have it be surrounded with the power of nothingness. That's the way to take out a big villain. Not friggin' crouching medium punch, then the guy gets up 2 seconds later looking at you. No, a strong finish and Necalli is completely knocked out. Okay? Then you can now have the others come in and congratulate Ryu. Dhalsim can tell him, listen, well done. You've been struggling with this for years. You've finally overcome all your demons and you've now learned how to control your power. The others tell him, let's go and finish off Bison at Bison's headquarters. Ryu says yes, goes to go, but stumbles. What's he doing here? Selling a tough fight. Dhalsim now informs them, listen, he just took on one of the toughest beasts on Earth. He's still worn down and exhausted from the fight. We will meet you guys there. Go on ahead. They leave. And that's how this story should have ended. And what have you done here? You've saved Necalli from looking like a complete useless tool running around jobbing. Okay? He only lost one fight, and that was to Ryu using the power of nothingness. Okay? So Necalli doesn't look half as bad. And Ryu, he has closure. Finally conquering all his demons. And more importantly, you've now written him out of the ending, which he had nothing to do with in the first place. Should have never had been there. So yes, that's how this entire segment should have been written.
The Black Moon is still intact. All of our attempts have been ineffective.
Okay, they've now reached to the base. Keep in mind, Ryu is not here, by the way, people.
Wait.
And we see Charlie show up.
Well,
Bison's not impressed. Gal tells Chongi to stay back, and we're gonna run with all of this. Keep this in. Poor Charlie, huh?
Perhaps. But I will achieve my victory.
then why don't I send you to hell so you can collect?
Keep in mind now, this is the second time they are fighting. Charlie got completely destroyed before. They clash, he manages to knock him down, but Bison gets back up and says, pathetic. This is one of the problems here. Everything that happened to Charlie, he was getting non-stop beat down. You had Urien calling him weak, a puppet, Bison calling him pathetic. How about you have M. Bison here acknowledge Charlie's strength? For the love of God, have Bison say something like, impressive, you've done well, but you'll never defeat my psycho power. Have him say something to let us know that Charlie's actually doing something. You've made the guy look completely weak and useless. Have him say that, tough fight, but you can't beat me.
Now what?
Now they've managed to stop the Black Moons.
Has stopped.
The Black Moons must have been completely shut down.
Shout outs to Rashid, the undercover MVP, right? With the moon shut down and no power supply, your boy Charlie's still getting washed. They done him bad. But of course, this was a trick.
Little hit made you weak.
Charlie just wanted to get close to M. Bison so he could absorb what power he had left. That was Charlie's ability. He's now absorbing M. Bison's power. What you should have done here was let the people know what is going on. Have Charlie say to M. Bison, I might die, but I'm taking 70% of your power with me. Let people know.
Charlie!
Rest in peace, Charlie. Wow. And here's the kicker right here. This is what hurt all Charlie fans around the world. Bison walks through unfazed, not selling any injury, steps on his dog tag, and it doesn't look like he's lost any power whatsoever, making Charlie look completely useless. What a terrible run for your own character from your own game. Why do that? What you should have done is have M. Bison walk through the smoke, selling an injury, dropping down to one knee, breathing heavily, and visibly damaged. Hell, you can even have M. Bison say, "Charlie, you bastard." Make it visible to people that Charlie done some damage, okay? There are people out there who don't even know they damaged him at all. Make it clearly known that Charlie's sacrifice was not in vain. He took 70% of M. Bison's psycho power and visibly damaged him, okay? You can now have Guile charge up there to fight M. Bison. That's right, Guile. Yeah, we know Guile can't beat M. Bison to save his life, but with the story I'm telling right now, that Bison lost 70% of his psycho power, then you have no excuse. He should be able to defeat Bison there. And for the love of God, he deserves the win, doesn't he? He's the one that's been after Bison for how many years and constantly failing? Give him a win. So they fight. At the end, have a little cutscene where Guile runs up to M. Bison and performs the flash kick to finish it. As he's doing the flash kick, he can say, "This is for Charlie." Bam, flash kick. Bison appears to be down. Guile goes over and picks up Charlie's dog tag and is staring at it. And Bison now pops back up and is about to kill Guile. Guile's back is still turned, and Bison is going to attack Guile, and guess who jumps in? Chong Li. Chong Li now attacks the weakened M. Bison from behind with her strongest and most powerful fireball, sending him flying off the stage to his death. Now, I don't care if you make him drop in acid, radiation, and explosion. Either way, he dies here, okay? As he's falling, you can have him laugh and say, "This place will become your graveyard." Then press the button for self-destruction of the base. And no, he can't teleport or switch bodies because he used up the 30% of his psycho power fighting Guile. Okay? We're gonna make Charlie's sacrifice mean something. Can't teleport, he has no more psycho power. Done. He dies. The building is now exploding and they need to run out. As they are escaping, you could have had Guile do this, but I guess you need the poster boy and everything, right? So have Ryu show up and he can still shoot this fireball and protect Chong Li from that explosion. Everyone runs out, then of course you get to the cutscene where they're showing everyone looking at the base, but then you zoom in on Guile. He has Charlie's dog tag in his hand and he simply grips it and says, "Charlie, my friend, it is over." Okay, you then zoom in on Chong Li, who is now looking up at the skies and can simply say, "Father, I finally got justice for you." And that's how you end the Street Fighter V story mode, giving the actual victory and defeat of Bison to Charlie, Guile, and Chong Li, the people who actually deserve it, not Ryu. Okay? All three characters get closure. Bison looks strong. It took 3 of them to take him out. That's how you end it.